So Mars enters Leo on April 18th. Until we get there, ride the wave. Do whatever it is that you need to do to stay afloat in the waves that are Mars and Cancer, especially because throughout the entire eclipse season, which is moon involved, Mars is allowing both of the eclipses to rule themselves, which is a crazy amount of power, okay? Something interesting that's happening with Mars and Cancer, once we get into middle of June to middle of July, some of the stuff that we're working with now when it comes to priorities and our Mars placements, Aries placements, Scorpio placements, first house, eighth house space on your personal chart. Yep. We're gonna have some things pop back up. We're gonna have some things come back to the surface. What did you start in eclipse season? The middle of June to the middle of July will say, oh, I actually see now. Oh, I actually have the clarity. Oh, and it's grounding in my life. That's weird. That's weird. Didn't mean to do that. Here we are. Also, when Mars enters Leo, April 18th, it's gonna be squaring the dark moon, the sun that's in Aries. The dark moon will be in Scorpio, and it'll be in opposition to Pluto that is going to be in Aquarius. The day that Mars enters Leo is gonna be a day where we are like a deer in headlights. Mars enters Leo, we are going to see in a bright light flash. Oh, whoa. That's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. Mars, when it's in Aries, it rules our mind. So right now with Mars and Cancer, we have all of this mental capacity that is ruled by our heart. Granted, yes, the heart is very smart, and also Mars just retrograded through Cancer and just went direct in the previous several months. So with this motion moving forward now, we're being really asked to fine tune and refine and get aligned with the internal head-heart connection. Grateful for it. Also, it's a lot of work. It's really work, guys. It's really work. So, I'll sit in the work. Golly, I'll do it, but I don't really want to anymore. Can we get out of this transit? Anyways. The day that Mars, going back to this, okay, when Mars enters Leo, April 18th, Mars partially rules over Scorpio where the dark moon is. Pluto, which will be in opposition to Mars, partially rules over Scorpio where the dark moon is. And then Mars rules over Aries, which is where the sun is going to be. And Leo is all about the joy of the heart. We're no longer like sitting in every single emotion every single time. We are focused on joy and the self, and that is it. We're focused on shining in our truth and in our light, and we don't have any other sort of emotions around for it. For goodness sake. For goodness sake. We're also going to be able to kind of take an emotional break once we get into the later part of April, like mid-April, later part of April, because Mars is moving out of Cancer. And then, like I said, once we get to June and into July, did you lie? Did you tell the truth? What did you work with during the eclipse season and in that form of your youth for this year? And what is growing out of it? That South Node in Virgo with Mars in Virgo is gonna let you know. What did you really grow? How did you really work with this energy to turn it into something else? And that's because when Mars enters Virgo, it will be ruled by a Mercury that is in Cancer. Again, the moon stuff. And then once Mercury enters Leo, it'll be ruled by the sun that's in Cancer because Leo is ruled by the sun. So the middle of June to the middle of July, we have a return of everything that we're working on within the moon cycles. And then Mars is going to be with the South Node, which is allowing us to have these really, really massive grounding of the work that we're doing in eclipse season in that season in June to July. Now, what do I mean by groundings? I got that question on one of my videos the other day. Things that have been worked on that have not yet come to actualize themselves. Groundings. And the grounding is when it is actualized. That's when it gets here. That's when it shows up. Thank the gods. For sure. For sure. For now, though, where are all the Mars and Cancers? Because how do you live like this every single day? How do you do this? How do you do this? Oh God. I have a Cancer moon. I get it. Okay, I get it. I really do. But a Mars in Cancer? I have a lot of Scorpio and Aries in my chart, so maybe that's saying something. Also, though, how do you get through this energy? Oh my God, because the moon, let's really break it down for a second, all right? Moon changes its sign every couple days. So anything in the chart, on your chart, in the transits, wherever, that's ruled by Cancer is going to be changing every couple days. So while Mars is in Cancer, Mars rules our head. it rules our beautiful, beautiful brain, okay? And the way that we work with our beautiful, beautiful brain. So you're telling me that every couple days while Mars is in Cancer, we're changing our mind because we're changing our heart? I need logic back. Love you, heart. Love you, emotions. I love you. I love you. I love you. I also love my brain, and I want the logic to return. Where is it? Because right now it's sitting in the heart. That's where it is. That was a silly question. I know the answer to that. It's in the heart. Except for normally, for me at least, the way that I work my logic with my heart, they are two separate things working together for a similar goal. Right now, they're like the same. They're the same. They don't have different opinions. They can't co-create. We are fused as one being, the heart and the head. You ever spend so much time with somebody you get sick of them? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Whoever out there has got a Mars in Cancer, listen, salute to you, because how do you do this? You just do it. That's how you do it. And anyways, that's what I have for you for this one. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up the brew. We've got a shift coming April 18th once Mars moves into Leo. So if you're feeling like anything close to like I'm feeling, where it's just volatile, turbulent emotions constantly, we're gonna get what do they call it? Like a respite, a reprieve, a break, a rest, some peace. Some peace. That'd be great. And a lift of the weight. It might not be so heavy or so cloudy. We're also, when Mars enters, kind of maybe the final note of this, when Mars enters Leo and we have that day of like the bright flashing light of like the clarity, we're gonna turn around and be like, oh, that's where I was the entire time. Oh, that's what I was doing the entire time. It's gonna be like clarity, facepalm clarity, apparently. Also clarity that just gets kind of like tap, tap, tap over and over again. Oh, whoa, oh. For like a couple days, because then Aries, the sun will be in Aries at the very end. So we have like a couple days of that, April 18th to like the end of the day, April 19th. And the astrological year starts with Aries. So, heavyweights to carry. The whole entire year is going to be based in the volatile, turbulent, deep ocean emotions. That is Aries season. Let's ride then. All right. Just don't ask me to decide on too much else. Maybe that's what I need. All right. That's it. I'll talk to you soon.